so many experimental variations on this, and I'm pretty sure I've actually seen this hummingbird experiment done before, at least to a certain degree. They had to get them to slow mo camera, an X-ray slow mo camera of a hummingbird drinking. So the behavior is a physical attribute at that point in time. But man, I am telling you what here, Sue. You got some big issues about why dominant birds would only leave certain flower types for other males or females. To a certain degree, that whole experiment is not a very good demonstration to say that you really capitalized on the alpha about how much sugar water they would need or what territory base would be in the physical features before you could distinguish really the language that birdie will be tweaking. Not just necessarily the squeakity squawkities they have with each other, but what type of squeakity squawkities. And then you're shooing birds away. You're honestly, I mean, it is a control feature. If I did that control feature, you would see that, yeah, sure, I'm an animal. I'm going to go back to not location or flower, right? I go to work, I get a job. I do that in the area of where that is, and sometimes that runs dry. Somebody else might have did that work today. I don't know why they did that. I was kind of devoted to the lilacs today, the flowers, again, the botany or the orwary situations here, the anthropology. At any rate, inside of here, I mean, I guess I could watch Haley here and say, well, your Healy, I could say that is a certain idea of human psychology while watching birds. If you were an ornithopter person, that you're going to have to take the difference between flamingos and hummingbirds and really to be able to describe the language of states or situation. Food disputes, breeding disputes, what is their common graphic about, well, again, once that alpha keeps moving his stuff around because you displaced out the feeder, then what are they going to have to do on the same cycle if there was no food in their territory? What was kind of established to not get into a fight with another one hitting a 4-hour cycle on certain flowers with a couple of females? Right? And so not only is it just to do it so that I have enough flowers in that territory to handle what I would need for this base that I'm generally competing for that I think I can handle, but then in terms of what could naturally just come in because something displaced it, some crazy lady, an animal in that flower patch for a certain time, where it might displace, I might need to run a route, or I might be on a trap line where even though I'm hummingbird, I can beat feet to whatever direction from a radial, maybe the nest. That determines more of the situational models of what they may be thinking, not necessarily your feeder station that isn't home base. It is going to make considerable difference, especially seeing that again those female flowers or female hummingbirds, while moving up the line, are going to stay. Why do flowers produce the nectar levels that they do? Well, because given that time of the year, there would be a high probability, like annual or perennial to that base of in the creep towards full summer, that you would watch that flower cycle go into before there's not enough flower base tracking that cycle growing through, whether it be a natural strain of plants that's uniform across that model, or if it's, and so it would be a big level of calculations like that before I would ever be okay just taking this spoon-fed lecture on anything.